And moving on, we have Nier. What do you have for us?
Wow. I watched Ruri no Houseki. Which has
Sir, I
been
think you got the title wrong, sir.
yeah, yeah,
You wanna tell
yes.
us about the English title, the better title?
Yeah, it's been translated for whatever reason as Ruri Rocks.
Uh,
And near, it's a
Dude,
double
first of
entendre.
all, first of all,
Wow.
that's super stupid. That's like, this is the one time when I agree with the idea of like Westerners wouldn't understand Rockman. Why would you?
Yeah.
Why would you do this?
Near, what would you translate it as?
Um.
Ruri lustrous, just like Land of the Lustrous.
No, isn't there
mm,
another? Isn't there literally a better one of like something mineralogy, like for
Yeah.
the manga? Like the manga name
So
is
the
like
subtitle
significantly
the
better.
subtitle is like Introduction to Mineralogy. So I'd
That's a
probably
much
just
better. That's a much better subtitle. Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, Ruri Rocks is what we're dealing with here. So this is a manga original series, um, done by Studio Bind. You may know them as the studio behind Shoku Tensei,
yes, sir.
and Onimai.
Yeah, and the roots were actually, so this is going to be relevant in the upcoming discussion, but they essentially were a joint venture created by Egg Firm and White Fox. White Fox being known as that one studio who does a lot of freaking isekai series, and Egg Firm was infamously um it's the studio that kind of not studio, sorry, the production slash planning company that kind of put together, that has some of the co-owners of the company are uh, Kazumiki, the infamous Kadokawa editor who worked on stuff like Index and so on. Kawahara Reki, the author for Sword Art Online, and Shinbo Akiyuki. I don't think I need to explain who he is, but because they have so many of these big names over at Egg Firm, um, they have a lot. They probably have a lot of connections, and they know how to get the money. And this is going to become very relevant in the future discussion. So,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
yeah,
So
Yeah, I
Studio
mean when
Bind, they've
before
done some crazy shit. They do some pretty good audio visuals. So
uh-huh.
I would say
you know what
probably
you're in
heavy
for
on
with
the
this.
Onimai for this one, right? Like,
Mm.
because that's what I was saying to Spire before we started. Like, just watching the first episode, I didn't realize it was Studio Bind. I was like, this fucking Onimai. I was like, this is the Onimai team, like the same fucking people,
Yeah, I
basically.
mean, it's a mix of both, I'd say. So I'll get into it in the audio visuals. But so basically, the basic premise for this is, I mean, it's pretty simple. It's a fairly standard sort of girls in a club initial kind of idea. But instead of a club, they're kind of just like autistic about rocks. Um, so the main character, Tanigawa Ruri, really likes crystals and gems and such. Um, and
They're
she sees this,
minerals,
yeah, she sees this really
Rory.
pretty necklace in a shop, and she wants to buy it. And so she asks her mom for an advance on her allowance, and her mom's like, "No, I'm not gonna fucking do that."
For
Um,
rocks, yeah, exactly.
yeah, and so she's like, "Shit, what the fuck?" Um, and then her mom goes, "You can get those rocks for free, idiot. They're just in the woods." She's
Yeah,
like,
just dig, bro.
and
Like,
she's
what
like,
the fuck?
I don't believe that for a second. And then she goes out and she looks in the woods, and she's like, what the fuck? It's all just rocks. What the hell? And then she has a chance
The way you're
encounter.
explaining this premise is like it's actually what it is, but it's really funny hearing you say it.
Yeah. So in the woods, she has a chance encounter with somebody incredibly autistic, who's also into rocks. And
It
she's
just like
like,
appears.
It's kind of
yeah,
It's like,
feel like a prerequisite, really, when you think about
yeah,
it.
yeah. And
oh my
she's like,
god.
if you're looking for crystals, they're over there. And so Rudy's like, can you show me? Um, then they go on an adventure and they find some rocks with crystals in them. And then so begins their
You mean
hyper
Geodes
autistic,
near?
yeah, their hyper autistic journey to discover all sorts of rocks, minerals, and crystals. And it's full of trivia about rocks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was
I
very
mean that's
surprised. I was very, very surprised that you picked this because it's like I know you do also like you're fine with like relaxing series, but you usually don't like go out of your way to pick this. Can you talk a little bit about why you chose this series in particular?
um
Maybe the man likes rocks. He did watch Houseki no Kuni, my guy.
yeah. So
Yeah,
first of
that's
all,
true.
it has Hoseki in the
It's
name,
in the
so
name. Yeah,
that's
that's the
like
big thing.
that's like 50% right there. Um, I mean, second of all, it's studio bind, right? So I was kind of like, huh,
Yes, yes,
I
yes.
wonder,
Yeah, you did
I
talk
wonder
about
what
this, I think.
about this series has them kind of, willing to adapt it. Um, and then I saw a couple clips, I think when the episode first aired, and I was like, huh, this looks really kind of gorgeous.
Huh,
What the
wait a
fuck?
minute. Ruri does rock. Hold on
Yeah,
now.
Ruri, wait a
Are you
minute,
saying this
Ruri,
looks?
Ruri
Are you s-
rocks.
are you saying it looks pretty Hoseki near? It looks pretty illustrious.
Yeah, it kind of does. Um, yeah, I was kind of just interested, and then I watched the first episode, and I was like, you know what? I kind of want to cover this. I think this is
Okay,
pretty
okay,
good,
okay.
actually. Um, but yeah, this series is really fun. It's very very simple, right? As
Mhm.
a decent amount of these sort of girls in a club series are.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
but I think beyond its sort of simplicity and even like because the general structure is pretty standard, right? There's the trivia, they banter back and forth, they go from place to place, and they kind of just look at different aspects of what the current, uh, you know, subject of the series is about, and they flash trivia on the screen, and they do banter, right? But I think with this one, it's there's a combination of things that I think make this one stand out a bit. Is a It looks fucking incredible.
Yeah, we need to talk about that for like a little bit. Like,
Yeah,
it's
and
like, God.
and just B, I think the character interactions, at least in the first episode so far, just between Ruri and Nagi are like really really good. They bounce
Yeah,
off each
yeah,
other
yeah,
very
yeah,
very
yeah.
well. Um, but yeah, it's definitely worth getting into the audiovisuals like pretty quickly because I think that's kind of like a lot of the meat on the bone for this series.
Yeah.
Um, Again, this is Studio Bind. I haven't looked too into the staff. Who's directing this actually? Uh, there's a lot of stuff actually.
Isn't it?
Director Shingo Fuji, who's done so he did Onimai. Um,
Okay, okay. This explains a lot.
and then storyboarding on Mushoku Tensei, obviously.
Hmm.
Has he directed anything else though? That's like
So, so he's mainly
major.
been like a he's been with the studio since pretty much like the beginning, right? But
Yeah.
it's not. He hasn't really gone outside and done a lot of other
Yeah,
stuff.
so he's mostly been a key animator up until his, I guess, like main directorial debut. Obviously, he seems like he had some episode directing stuff earlier on, but he's mostly
Hmm.
an animator. He's worked on stuff like um, Space Dandy, Monogatari, Yu Yu Shiki, stuff like that. Um,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
but his main directorial debut is Onimai, and I think here that shows quite a bit, right? Um,
Hmm.
But yeah, the audio visuals here are really quite something. The first thing that really I think jumps out um, when you open up the episode or open up the series is the character acting and just the way a lot of the characters just move, a lot of their subtle movements.
Yes, yes,
There's
yes.
a
And they're
lot.
fluid.
Yes, they're very fluid. They're very um, like they've got a lot of movement going on. And to me,
Hmm.
it was very obviously it's very reminiscent of something like Onimai. But I think the first thing that kind of jumped into my head is um, Lucky Star, actually, with the way
Oh yeah,
a lot of
especially
the
because of the models and the character
yeah,
designs and
with the
the
way the
hair
character
and stuff like
designs
that. Yeah.
are and the way they move
Yes,
around.
sir. Yes,
Um,
sir.
and yeah, it's very fluid. It's very nice. It obviously adds a lot to the comedic timings. It adds a lot to just the general sort of uh, vibe this has going on. And then further in,
Mm.
as you go along, another thing that really, really jumps out to you is the backgrounds. The backgrounds in this are really fucking nice.
Mhm.
And obviously, this series being about rocks, there's a lot of rocks, and they're in the woods quite a bit. Um, and the lighting is also
So
very
wait, are they
nice. They
only in
have
the
this.
woods so far? They haven't gone to a quarry?
Yeah, so far they're mostly in the woods. They do a little bit of I don't know what it's called, but where they do they kind of like um have the like strainer, the filter thing
They're
in
panning
the
for
river.
gold?
Yeah, but they're panning for
Yeah.
garnets or whatever. Um,
Panhandling. Yeah.
yeah, but yeah, they're pretty much in the woods so far. Um, and there's this sort of, it's not constant, but it does show up fairly often for it to be noticeable. There's this kind of really nice grain to everything that they kind of apply that
Mhm.
makes it sort of um, I don't really know what the word would be, but it just kind of adds to the, I guess, sort of
I get it
uh,
here. Grain, because rocks are grainy. Ha ha ha.
yeah, yeah. But it kind of just adds to the atmosphere of them, being in the woods. There's a lot of really nice, subtle, sort of digital effects that they overlay onto the screen, without it being, you know, um, obtrusive. And it just looks really, really nice. But yeah, the main, uh, I guess, draws here are mostly the character acting. There's constant, really little um, motions that the characters have that really add to their personality. Like Ruri's a very energetic, sort of bratty girl, and she moves around in a way that's very distinct compared to Nagi, who's a lot more reserved. She's a bit more laid back, um, and it really like just shows like you don't even have to like listen to them speak really. Just to like all you really need to see is them standing next to each other for a couple seconds to be like these characters are totally distinct and separate from each other. It's just really, really good character acting. um but yeah, the audiovisual is very, very good. The music as well is pretty good. It's got this nice sort of upbeat um swell to it. It's not
Mhm.
too obtrusive. It's not like crazy or anything, but it does its job very well. Um, the OPED, the OP is what is this again? Hikari no Sumika, by Rei Yasuda. It's okay. The OP is okay. It's pretty standard. Um, the ED, however, I think is quite good. I like the ED a lot. Um, I'm gonna say it where I'm gonna say this now when there's two examples that I've seen so far in the season. But I think this season is the season where EDs are better than OPs. I'm gonna say that now.
Oh. Yeah.
Uh,
Okay. 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 I
I'm
kind
gonna
of
say
agree,
that now.
actually, in a sense.
Um, I like this ED a lot. It's really cute. It's got this sort of um, EDs do this a lot where they've got this sort of scrapbook, sort of notebook look to them. But the
Mhm.
animation itself in this ED is really, really nice. It's super fluid. Um, it's got this sort of sketchy look to it, and it's not like super intricate or anything or super fancy, but it's really quaint. Um, and then, uh, you know, at the very end, it's got this really a really ugly Ruri Rocks font that pops up. um, but uh, I like it. It's cute.
Yeah.
But yeah, the audio visuals are very, very good, in my opinion. And then another thing I think is worth shouting out here is the voice cast. I think the again we have like 2 characters to go off here, or in episode 1, really. But I think the voice actress that voices Ruri, which is Miyari Nemoto, does an incredibly good job. She just does the sort of bratty, grumbling energy that Ruri has. She just does it very, very well. And Nagi, who's voiced by Asami Seto, does a very, very good job of sort of being, I guess, sort of like the straight man, right? And then,
Yeah, she kind of lends a stability in that voice because it's like because she is a veteran. Asami Seto, obviously, if you guys don't know, she is quite prolific. So
yeah. But yeah, it's quite good, I think. And again, this series, it's very, very simple. It's pretty basic stuff.
Would you
They're
call
looking
it
at rocks.
honest, Near? In my opinion.
I guess I honestly don't really know what you mean when you say that, but yeah, I mean you get what you
Honest as in it takes its premise like seriously. And it's not slapstick. It's like, okay, like I'm trying to do this and I'm trying to be serious about this thing.
I mean, at the end of the day, it is a sort of slice of life comedy, right? It's not like serious in the sense that like they're really like they're
Are you
treating
saying they aren't serious about these rocks, Near? How serious are they about the rocks, or are they just the focal point, just to build a relationship?
I mean, they're serious about rocks in the sense that like they're
let me
both
rephrase.
like
Would
really
this
autistic.
series be any different? If it was about a different premise other than rocks.
I mean, I feel like it could be like about I don't know, bugs or something. Cuz like I feel like the premise is sort of lending itself to them going out into the wilderness fairly often, right? They're sort of going out where nobody else is, and they're kind of having these little adventures, right? Looking for, you know, rocks, right? So it could be about something else, but I don't think it really. I don't know.
I'll let just say it's they're trying to be authentic about how their series is, and it's like there's not there's nothing too like super out of place and about it.
Yeah,
There's no jumping the shark, like is what I'm trying to say when I say a series is honest.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not really sure how this series could jump the shark. I mean, it's about rocks. They go
What
out.
if she's an alien trying to terraform the Earth, Near? That's what I mean.
That would be bizarre. That would be strange. I don't think she's an alien. I'm pretty sure. But yeah, I mean, yeah, they just go out. They look for rocks. They do rock trivia about how, um, because like in the second half of the episode, they go out looking for garnets, and then Nagi, they come across a sign that's like, yeah, you can't take the rocks here. It's not allowed. And Rudy's like, what the fuck? This is bullshit. And then Nagi has the idea to go downstream, and then they explain that like over the course of however many years, a rock will move downstream all the way to the and then eventually it becomes downstream it goes all the way into an underground volcano or whatever, and then it becomes rock again. And yeah, it's like there's a lot of really dumb like autistic fucking trivia. But yeah,
yeah, it's
at the end of the day,
it's
it is them
almost
just looking for rocks, right? So
yeah, it's like it goes into almost like Upote territory. If anybody remembers that series, where it's like about the gun. The girls were the guns, but they still had a lot of trivia about the guns too.
yeah, like
So it's kind of like that.
there's a lot of little trivia segments where they do this sort of chibi, they become chibis and they do sort of scientific graphs of like a volcano, and they explain how you know uh, a lake can sort of feed into a volcano, depending on how far downstream it goes, and that leads into the creation of more rocks. And a volcano erupting sends those rocks across, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Like it gets pretty into the trivia. It's not like
Yeah.
it's not like full on like science presentation trivia, but it's pretty autistic. So if you're into rocks, um, it's probably up your alley. Personally, I'm not really into rocks that much. I'm not that into rocks, okay? But
Yeah.
the series
You
is still
didn't.
really fun.
You guys didn't go to a quarry when you were younger just to dig up rocks? Sucks to be you, Near.
No, I did not.
No.
That was
Not
not one
even
of my.
digging. Not even digging for fossils. In like an old creek bed. You never got
No,
and get some
no,
ammonites. What?
I don't
no.
know if that's that common.
Yeah, I don't think many places in North America are like so full of fucking fossils that you could just go out and do that as a field trip everywhere. Uh, but yeah, we
Maybe
did
there are no
not.
fossils in Canada. I guess.
There definitely are. Canada, I believe, is one of the most fossil dense places on Earth. But um, yeah, we didn't do that in school. But yeah, I mean, again, this series is pretty simple, but it's really fun. It's got a lot. I think it's got a lot of draw to it. Um, for the people that like the simple slice of life stuff, I think it's got that. For people that are really into rocks, it's probably up your alley. Uh, you know, and I will say I've seen a little bit of um, I don't know what to label it. Modern Twitter discourse about this series and how the series has I don't know if I'd really call it fan service necessarily, but
Okay.
Nagi's character design is very uh, voluptuous. Let's say she's got a lot. She's got a lot of extra padding. Let's say.
Are you saying? Are
serious
you
right
saying
now?
she's? Are you saying it's because she?
She's
You
got
think she's
she's got
carrying
fat tits.
rocks?
She's got
Yeah.
fat
Okay.
tits.
Yeah.
Um, and she wears a shirt that's a little bit too tight to the point where her buttons are very obviously straining. Um, and there has been some discourse where, as usual, Twitter pipes up and they say, "Is this really necessary?" Um,
Yeah.
Again, why can't
And I,
Why can't the Don character be
yeah, this
35
is
years
well,
old in this coming of
true.
age
yeah.
story?
I
Okay,
think this
what's
is
going
the real
on?
discussion
What's going
you're hoping for, right?
on?
Not
Um,
really, but I just want to say, if that's something that is like a deal breaker for you, I guess.
uh-huh.
I don't know, maybe find another series, find
Hobby.
another medium. I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't
fine.
know.
Also, it's very. I'm not gonna go into my rant that I did, during chat with you guys, but it's like the thing I would say is
Are we really trying
there
to
is
body
no
shame here on Twitter of all places? Near? Is that what you're saying?
uh the there's no such thing as quote unquote necessary in a fictional story. Either you have somebody who makes a story that is good and appealing to people, or you have somebody who writes pretty poorly and is not, appealing to a lot of people. People who are like, excuse me, is this really necessary? Is essentially the exact same energy as the people who are like, you should watch Naruto, but without all these episodes because they're the fillers. And once you get rid of all these fillers, it's S plus tier. Well, no, it's like then it's not S plus tier because the author wrote in slash the studio wrote in all these extra episodes that are not as good. This is the whole sum of the series. So the people who are like trying to cut in and out of like what's necessary, like we can talk about whether you know uh having this rape scene or whatever, having the titties or blah blah is like good or appealing or like whatever, right? But being like, excuse me, I don't think this is necessary is a very like stupid way to look at fictional medium. You know what I mean? It's like it's not a textbook, bro. It's a story.
Yeah.
People could have titties if they want. Yeah.
But yeah, I just thought I'd throw that in there just because I thought it was kind of funny to see. Yeah, this series does have, I guess, a tiny crumb of fan service here and there, if you
Mm.
want to call it that. I don't know. I think it's just the way. I think it's just the way the characters are drawn. But I fuck with it. I'm not gonna lie. But some people
I mean,
don't.
and it's also
So
not like, I mean, it's not like it's pretty evident that it's kind of like it's not even close to being like the core of the story or like any undercurrents or even like it's not really the point. You know what I mean? It's like it's not really the point of any part of the
yeah, I
series
mean,
at
it's
all. So
just
it's
like
like
it's literally like 1% of the show,
it's like
basically.
there. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
So, but I saw some discussion about it, so I figured I'd bring it
yeah.
up. It's obviously on some people's minds, so you know. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, I like this show. I think it's fun. I'll definitely
Mhm.
be keeping up with it. I think if it keeps up with just like the basic, slow sort of comedic tone, um, it's definitely. I think it's definitely gonna be one of the highlights of the season. I think
Okay.
it's picking up traction from what I've seen so far. It's definitely not the most popular or anything. But I've definitely been seeing people talk about it as the days go by. Um, so hopefully it'll get decently popular because I think it deserves to be. Um, but yeah, it's pretty good. I'd recommend it to really anybody that likes these sort of girls doing things kind of series.
Mm, mhm.
I mean, I'm checking it out, and I don't even really usually watch those. So
Yeah. Again, you surprised me by picking this series like proactively. So I'm
yeah,
glad at least Studio Bind kind of was the key to sneaking you in there. But whichever way gets you in to watching good series, you know what I mean?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, right now it's sitting at a 7.6 on Mile. I'd probably, I mean, just based off first impressions, I'd give it an 8. Um, I think it deserves that. So yeah, pretty strong start, pretty good first impression. I don't really see how it could drop the ball, really.
Hmm.
Because again, it's like such a simple premise, right? Um,
Hmm.
so yeah.
All right. Well, thank you very
So
much,
near,
Near.
what's the power? What's Brewery's power level? Who can she beat in a fight? In
Um,
a rock fight?
In a rock fight,
probably.
like throwing rocks at each other. What's it?
I think she could probably be Doctor Stone.
Can she? Can she beat? Can she beat Lisa near?
No,
She can't. So you can't. You're saying she can't beat the Red Stone of Asia?
no, probably not.
Okay.
She'd probably pocket it, but I don't think
Hell
she'd
yeah.
beat it.
How well would she fare against Germa?
Um, well, hmm. I feel like she could probably dodge a battle axe. So
But remember when Germa did his geology stream? He was eating rocks. So
yeah,
Did
yeah,
she see
she hasn't eaten any.
did she see a crystal and have like a fucking meltdown yelling about
Yeah,
how it
about
was
how
aliens
aliens would freak out if they
and
saw
aliens
geode.
would yeah, their heads would explode? I don't know.
No, she hasn't had that, but she does have a pocket full of garnets. So it's that.
Anyways, thank you, Nier, very much for helping to cover this early. Ruri Houseki. I know again, like I watched a bit of it too, but I think obviously, I keep forgetting that it is by Studio Bind, but it just there's something that drew me to it, and I guess it must be my subconscious, like, oh, this is probably looks something like Studio Bind, kind of drawing me in. But again, I'm glad it turned out to be a pretty um proper good series because I know again, although you're okay with watching these sorts of series, I know you sometimes like if you see some of these like pretty mediocre tropes, you tend to get turned off pretty quickly. But I'm glad it kept up. So
Yeah.
thank you for reviewing it. And again, this is Ruri no Houseki. I believe this is the manga original, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, done by Studio Bind, the infamous joint venture between Egg Firm and White Fox that birthed such anime adaptations such as Mushoku Tensei. I believe they're on their third season now, as well as Onimai, and now this their third really like kind of major kind of work being panned out, I believe. But yeah, if you want, please do check it out. If you want to, if you're okay with cute girls in a club doing cute stuff, with some pretty good trivia, pretty good characters, obviously very good animation. Just like some of the animation again, it's like I saw like the foot stomping at the beginning of episode 1. I was like, what is going
Yeah.
on? Like why is this level of animation in this series? But then I get Studio Bind. So if you do you like animation stuff, smooth animations in general, please do check this out again. Ruri no Houseki, also known as Ruri Rocks. So yeah.
She do be rocking though.